Hi everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood Adam here. Just a quick programming note before we start the episode of this podcast. This podcast was originally recorded on Saturday, the 2nd of November, and some things have happened since then, since that recording, that we wanted to address. We talk a lot about BlizzCon and the apparent apology made by JL and Brack, and Blizzard's next actions moving forward. Honestly, despite not feeling too optimistic about it, we wanted to give Blizzard the benefit of the doubt. And when they said that actions would speak louder than words, we hope that they meant it. We've seen attendees be able to express their opinion that Hong Kong should have a democratic right to freedom on stream, which is the bare minimum of what we'd hoped for. The link to that video is in the description below. Unfortunately, since then, Jalen Brack has come back to announce that the ban of Blitzchung and the two casters is being upheld, with one of the casters reaching out to PC Gamer, which is also linked in the description below, to vent his frustrations that he was also only expressing himself and he's still being denied work. Jalen Brack's response to this is evasive at best and shows the same poor messaging Blizzard has been routinely criticized for, dodging any of the actual issues in any of their statements. It's clear to us here at a pinch of salt that Blizzard hasn't changed despite their apologies, and the vagueness of their apology is clearly designed to placate the outrage rather than improve themselves, and just in how they refuse to even name the protests or China as the cause of the incident. The PC Gamer article also mentions the infamous Blizzard social media post, where Blizzard was stated to be determined to defend the pride of China. The explanation here is apparently Blizzard had no knowledge of this post from NetEase, which is their Chinese partner, as per Chinese law, and they would have stopped this statement going out had they known. But if they really felt so against this statement, why are these bans being upheld? It's clear that Blizzard still are more concerned with the optics of this situation rather than doing what is right and what their supposed values are. I'll leave everyone with this. In this episode, we talk about a lot of stuff, and as we say, the individuals at Blizzard earn their money by giving us some really cool looking trailers that make everyone really excited. But as the mainstream media mainly moves on from this topic, it's going to become a time where people, no matter how cool something looks, will have to decide whether they're willing to sacrifice that thing for something that we truly believe in. Everyone has to make that decision, and we've made ours. Thanks and enjoy the show.
Hey guys, and welcome to A Cast of Salt. Very unusual and special situation for you all. There are 4 of us here today.
Big room.
Big, very
Astounding.
big room. So quick introduction. Hello, this has been hosting this wonderful podcast for you lovely listeners and viewers today. I'll get it right this time. To my right, we have Adam.
Hello.
A little further behind, Ryan, for some context. Last time I said to my left when they were actually on my right.
All right.
Little further behind, we have Ryan joining us again. And Carlos.
Hello there.
The man of the hour.
I'm back.
He's back. Yeah, we're excited. This is the first 4-man cast we have done in a very long time.
I was setting this up and I was like, wait a minute, why am I missing shit? Why? I was like, have we ever done it in this room before? I was like, I don't think so.
No, ever since the move here, people have just been all over the place. Anyway, usual reminder, if you are not on YouTube, check us out on YouTube. We have a bunch of other stuff for you to see there. Like, subscribe, the whole shebang. If you're listening to this, let us know how you feel. We're on all your listening options all over the place, including Spotify. But most importantly, jump onto our little Discord community. Lots of conversations going on there. Jump in, check out the different channels. Links below. And chime in. Add to our little world of craziness.
Yes.
Cool. Now that that's done and dusted, let's get straight into the swing of things. How's everybody doing?
Good. Doing good. Playing video games again. Feels weird, man.
Feels good.
Video games are great, aren't they?
They're so good. They're the best. I finished Control. Which I don't know if I said if I was playing it last time.
You mentioned that you were playing it.
Yeah, I finished that up. It's very good. It's very I would give it about a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
The combat does get a little repetitive after a long period of time.
This is on Epic.
Yeah, it is
It's
on
Epic
PC,
Store?
Epic Game Store,
Game Store?
but it's also on PS4 and
Oh, okay,
Xbox
sweet.
as well.
So,
If you have an Xbox One X or a PS4 Pro or a fucking hyper good computer, you can
You'll
get
be
the
sweet.
fancy ray tracings.
you'll be
and,
right.
yeah.
Oh, right. So they introduced ray tracing.
Yeah, so it's one of the games that they're trying to push forward for like graphics.
Okay.
Using the full power of the new generation.
But Adam, you don't have an
graphics
RTX card.
No,
How
I don't.
did it
I don't have an
work?
RTX card. No, I mean I just played the game. It was
Just
fun.
the regular,
It was still fun.
just the regular game, guys.
Yeah,
It just works.
straight up Remedy.
Just works.
If you've ever played a Remedy game, like it actually ties. It's not really a spoiler, but it actually ties into the Alan Wake universe. Like
Ooh.
it's actually part of the Alan Wake
Hey,
universe.
there you
the
go.
game.
Okay.
And then there's an event coming up. They're gonna do other
Bring in more-
drops, which
yeah.
have been highly suggested to be an Alan Wake crossover. So
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's pretty fun. It's a good game.
If you're listening, Adam recommends it.
Check it out.
Check it out. Sweet. Carl.
Okay, what have I been playing? Well, I'm getting hyped for the new Pokemon games. I'm ready. So in preparation, I've been trying to finish off Ultra Sun and kind of reminding myself why I didn't finish it in the first place.
Never. It's like, oh my
I
god.
don't think I even
This game
bought-
was bad, right? We remember it right. This game was bad.
I don't think I remember Ultra Sun. I think I played Sun and then got about halfway through that and didn't even purchase Ultra Sun.
Didn't
at all.
play Ultra Sun.
Yeah.
and I was like,
It-
fuck that.
I wouldn't go so far as to say it's bad, but it's not a high point of the Pokemon series.
Everyone here knows that I'm done with the Pokemon series effectively. So yeah, no, I'm not
Pokemon
surprised by this
I'm
information.
cautiously optimistic with the Switch release because new console, new new
Improved-
engine,
absolutely.
improved
improvements,
engine.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm curious. I
yeah.
am curious. I will say that. Like, I want to see what it looks like. I am not in any means looking to go run out and buy it. But
Yeah,
let's
so
see
all the
what it looks like.
all the trailers have looked hot so far. It comes out in 2 weeks. I'm ready.
There's some leaks if you're interested in that. They've leaked the starter, second tier evolutions and third tier, I think, for some of them.
Yeah,
Grookey looks good.
yeah.
Grookey
Just
looks like a good boy.
go look for them on the internet. You'll find them somewhere.
I think
Look
I'm
on the
still going to
internet.
pick Sobble. Just
Yeah.
FYI.
And
I
also-
still think I'm going to be Team Sobble for this one.
And also a Galarian Meowth or something. I don't know. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, it's fucking weird, man.
That was
I'm
That
curious.
was just presented without context, and I'm not really sure where it fits in.
But it has
like-
the
little-
It has the
Meowth
coin.
coin.
It's definitely a Meowth. It's definitely a
I'm
Meowth.
curious as to why Meowth specifically is getting all these iterations.
It's just more. It's a more original 151 pandering.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's-
hey, he's one of the most popular characters because he's
From the show.
Team Rocket.
Yeah, Team
yeah.
Rocket,
Yeah.
right?
I
Also,
guess.
I still haven't hit level 60 in WoW Classic because holy smokes, that game really slows down.
It's like grindy as all hell.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'll make it at this point.
Ooh, I think I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck.
Yeah.
Mr. Ryan.
Yeah, so
It's cracking.
gaming wise, bit of a mixed bag. I finished up Dark Crusade, which is the,
Oh, yeah.
What's it called? Dawn of War?
For the
Warhammer, that's the
for
one.
the how many time?
No,
time.
like I mean, I've probably played it maybe 4 or 5 times, right?
To be fair,
To be fair, the game came out like 15 years ago,
and to be
Did
fair,
Is that 50?
Carl.
maybe 12.
Carl. Carl.
What?
How many times have you played Second Densetsu 3?
I don't want to talk about
Exactly. We can't give him shit.
You gotta think like 5 times over like whatever it is. Let's just say 10 years, right? 5
Yeah,
times over
okay,
10
right.
years is not huge.
I'll allow it.
I was considering the other thing I was sort of been playing is GTA San Andreas. Freaking love that game. Even
Yeah.
to this day, it still holds up like really well. Yeah, hyped about Sword Shield. Played a bit of Smash recently, actually.
Gotta love that Smash.
Personal life. I had a sleep study, and that freaking sucked.
Did you sleep?
No, I did not. I was okay. Imagine
It's like,
Everyone's-
please sleep now so we can study you.
Yeah.
Wide awake for
Yeah.
the next 5 hours.
and they have a camera there, so you're just staring at the fucking camera. No, everyone's got like a cable box at home, right? Just full of cables.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Imagine spreading that out on the cheapest hotel bed you can think of,
Yeah.
and then
Sleeping
trying to
on
sleep
it.
on it, and then
Right.
also tangling yourself in a few of them as well.
That sounds like real conducive to
Sounds
Yeah.
blissful.
Yeah.
I would have
Very restful.
a clean 10-hour sleep off of that.
Funny when we get everyone in there, everyone seems to suffer from
Like
the fucking
insomnia.
insomnia.
It's like it's like that old,
Immediately.
it's
It's
like that
like
old thing.
every
You know?
person we've studied
100%.
can't sleep. Why?
So did
We
they
have
get-
an epidemic on our hands.
So did they get anything from it?
Well, I'm still waiting for the results, but yeah, the long story short is I will have sleep apnea. It's just the question of how much.
How? Okay.
Okay.
So yeah,
There you go.
is what it is. So that's my life. New job. New job's gone great.
Got to go to the beach after work yesterday.
What do you mean after work?
Oh, during work. My bad. Even more of a reason to be jealous. I'm sorry.
went to the beach with the boss and had a swim.
God.
So that was pretty good.
Oh my god. Ryan.
I'm gonna ask my boss
Right.
if they want to if she wants to go for a swim middle of the day next day that I'm in the office. See how well that goes down.
Yeah.
It's like not just to the pool across the road. We're going to the beach.
We're going
An hour away.
Get in the car. We're going to Bondi.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Nah, but yeah, so life's pretty good.
life is good.
Other games that I've played. What have I played recently? I don't know.
You don't have to
Oh, good.
pretend to have played recent games.
No.
I haven't either.
No. I mean, like there is something that I'm forgetting. But anyway, continue.
Oh, good.
Well,
Move
we
on.
got to get into it because there's been a lot of news this week.
The only thing for me is I uninstalled Apex Legends to free up some time
To play Anthem.
to play other things.
But you
Anthem?
borrowed Anthem
So-
from me.
no,
Why would you
I was
do
just
that?
like, I've heard so much shit about this game. I haven't played it. I'm curious to experience it for myself. So I may end up just playing like half an hour of it and just going,
Hey Ben, are you curious to experience Bubsy 3D?
I've already experienced Love 3D and I never want to
Are
experience
you
it again.
curious to experience
Turok? God,
the
no.
dinosaur hunter?
For
but the-
anyone that is
Straight to
unaware,
hell.
that is the worst experience I have ever had in my life.
But Adam,
I was so sick.
sorry, but Adam,
sick.
to answer your question, why would he want to borrow Anthem? It's like why people watch documentaries about bridge collapses or building demolitions or shit like that. You know?
Train wrecks.
All those,
people
all that,
watch
mid-air
train
collisions.
wrecks.
yeah, all that 10'8" video. Have you seen that? 10'8"? I think it's like that. There's a bridge that's like lower, or like a rail bridge,
That's
and they
slightly lower than standard.
and so heaps of trucks try and go through it,
Yeah.
and like
Oh, yeah,
camper
yeah,
vans and stuff,
yeah.
and they all like end up smashing into this bridge.
Yeah.
It's
All right,
hilarious.
let's get into the swinger thing because, like you said, we do have. Oh, like Carl said, someone said we
I
do
said-
have
I
a
said
lot of
that.
content.
We
to
have a
cover.
schnit ton to cover.
So straight into it. First thing off the bat,
You love
as we
It's
are
here.
recording,
BlizzCon's here.
It is-
It's the present we've all been waiting
is
for.
happening. It is happening. We have been
And
anticipating
And
this.
aren't we bouncing up and down like Tiggers?
God damn it. We have been anticipating it. For those that are listening, he just did the finger guns. We have been anticipating
Thanks,
it
Ryan.
because of the large amount of controversy surrounding Blizzard over the last
The
couple
only
of
thing
weeks.
games media can talk about for the past month.
Yeah.
Is this and Fallout 76? But anyway,
We'll get to that later.
So we'll talk about that in a second. But what's also exciting with this is obviously BlizzCon is promoting a bunch of Blizzard related stuff, and we've just checked out some of the trailers, and we are very excited about some of them as well.
Are we?
I'm very excited about some
Okay,
of them.
alright,
I should say personally, like
Okay.
some of them look genuinely interesting to me.
so
So
before we jump in, should we at least cover why there's controversy at BlizzCon again for the people that haven't listened to last episode?
fair enough.
wasn't our entire last podcast dedicated
it
to that
was?
It
topic?
was, but,
But
let's
we
just
can
go through it very
give a
quickly.
Quick recap.
Go for it, Ryan.
Blizzard banned a Hearthstone player for showing pro-support Hong Kong revolution messages.
Mm-hmm.
Banned the two casters that just happened to be in the room with him at the same time.
Correct.
Actually, they weren't even in the room. They were just on
They were
stream.
casting.
On stream.
They were on stream.
Yeah. That caused a huge controversy. We talked about it last episode. And people were going to turn up to BlizzCon in protest dressed up as Winnie the Pooh because of a sort of sideways reference. People in China used to call their president Winnie the Pooh until he banned Winnie the Pooh.
Yep.
So yeah, bit of context there. Also, May's involved because they tried to make May a symbol of the Hong Kong Revolution.
Yes. So a lot of protesters have taken the image of May as their symbol.
Yeah.
Cool. And yeah, if you're curious about that in a deeper level, check out our previous podcast, but also feel free to do some research. There's lots of information out there. There's
So
a lot happening.
we've been prepping our bags of popcorn to watch this all
We're
go
waiting.
down.
Everyone has been waiting with bated breath to
Except
see
it-
what is going to happen.
Except it all just sort of went over like nothing.
Like another
like a
convention.
whimper.
Well,
It did kind of fizzle a little bit. It did happen, but we have not seen. This is only day one of BlizzCon, so we haven't seen what I'm very keen for. And once this podcast is out, people will probably already know an answer to this. But if they do Q&As and how
Yeah.
how that will
How
go
that goes
down
down.
when you give
Yeah.
random people in the audience a
opportunity
microphone
to
on
ask a
stream
question.
to fuck everything up.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's my hot take.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing as we're doing this before the Q&As happen,
Mm-hmm.
I think they won't actually take audience questions. I think it'll be pre-moderated.
I think,
Yeah.
or you have to submit your
Submit the
questions
question ahead of time.
and then they call on you.
Like
Yeah.
the way they do it at PAX now, where people
Yes.
just write in and they draw it and they screen it before they even put it in
and
the
they
box.
answer the
Has
question.
there, have we experienced any controversial questions at PAX?
Well,
Like in the times that we've gone,
there
has
wasn't
been
any-
anything
there wasn't
that
that there
stood out as, ooh.
I know.
There was a
I've been to
couple-
some
there was
things
a
that are
couple-
like cringe questions,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh.
There was a couple of cringe questions. There was a guy or a person, I should say. I probably shouldn't gender them, but there was a person that went on a bit of a rant from memory.
Right.
One of the years, or like maybe rant's too strong a word.
Yeah.
I don't
They
think
went
I
on.
remember
They
that
went
one.
on a story. They
Sit down. Let me tell you the tale of my people.
No, pretty much. It was pretty much that. It was like, hey, look, to be fair, it was all positive. It was like, I want to thank PAX. It's a great experience, especially for the like LGBTQIAA plus community. Had to think there for a second. Sorry.
You did better than I would have.
Yeah. No, it was like a positive message. It just took forever.
Yeah.
And so I think they wanted to keep it sort of snappy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I was going to say.
Moderate it. It's not just being like controversial stuff. They're like, we have to.
We need to keep this going.
There's a lot going on in these
Yeah.
events, and they're trying to keep things snappy and fast.
That
is
is
not why we think that Blizzard
Yes,
is going to be doing
correct,
this, though.
correct,
That's
correct.
a different reason entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We-
which is going to be interesting because again, one of the videos we're going to talk about was the apology that we saw.
Big air quotes.
That happened at.
Been just air quotes. Yeah.
I hope my repeating that word in a different emphasis kind of tells that to the people listening.
Apology.
SpongeBob.
Like I'm interested to see following that apology what they do, because if the apology means anything,
they're
then
going to have to do something.
Yeah,
what
they
they do now
they
is
made-
going to be very crucial.
They made vague promises with a few buzzwords, moving forward and from this point on and all that sort of stuff. So
We've been listening to our community, and we hear what you're saying.
yeah, pretty much like we hear what you're saying. Thank you.
So not buying it until I see
some action.
See some action.
Well, they didn't announce anything. They didn't say, "Hey, yeah." They didn't even say like Blitzchung. They didn't say.
Yeah.
They just said like the
A
recent
Hearthstone
controversy.
stream.
Yeah, Hearthstone stream.
A competitor in our Hearthstone Grandmasters competition.
Yeah.
So what there was as well, I've got a bit of an actual like a transcript of the thing as well. Basically, the highlights were that credit is that he used the words "I'm sorry," which, to be honest, I didn't even think they were going to do that.
Yeah.
And they said that they were taking
And they were taking
responsibility.
Taking ownership of it.
and JR and Brack said, "I am taking accountability
Yeah.
for what has happened."
Correct.
So he is taking personal accountability.
Yeah.
Which I was like, good, because you can't take away it was heartfelt, and I got the sense that he had been affected by it, and he had meant what he said when he got up there. It was not lies. In saying that, though, it's still very corporate speak, and it's still very much like...
It's easy to mean what you say when you don't say anything.
Yes.
Here's the question
So-
I have. He had a good 10 words there. What's the next 10 words? What's the next steps?
Yeah.
What is he going to do to make this situation and future situations better? Because all he said was, "Yeah, we're going to do better."
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? Like, my take on this, while we are somewhat cynical, and I did the whole air quotes around the apology situation, my takeaway is, like, I like to take things positive, like a positive spin on things. And if my positive spin on this situation is accurate, this step is a good first step, in the sense of going, yep, we've acknowledged that we did wrong. We understand that we did wrong, and we do want to do better. While they haven't said this is what we're going to do better, they have called out that what's important is their actions. So rather than just saying we're sorry and just the words coming out of it, they say our actions going forward is what's going to be important, right? So I'm curious, and I'm keen to see what those actions are. You guys are right.
Yeah.
They have not said what those actions are going to be. So I'm anticipating.
Well, the funny
to see
thing
what that's
is
gonna look
what
like.
they kind of allude to is their first show of good faith of saying, "Listen, we are committed to actioning this and in the future and changing." because the thing they led up with after apologizing was saying, we have seen a lot of people here that have been voicing their opinions, and we completely support that, and so
they absolutely support that on American soil.
Well, no, but the thing is, no, they weren't though. That's the thing. They
are
weren't
on
even
American
doing that.
soil.
They weren't. No, so they were banned. What about the American collegiate players at Hearthstone comp? They held up a sign during an American stream saying boycott Blizz, and they got banned as well. So they didn't give a fuck who it was. It was, you are saying this issue on a stream, they're banning them. So it is so yeah, like they're unafraid to basically censor speech no matter where it was coming from. Yeah. So obviously, like, the first step is to say, listen, we are going to be able to be open, and we're not going to this when BlizzCon streams, if there's a protester in shot, they're not going to cut away. They're not going to take it down. Yeah. They're not going that, like, and that would be the step of saying, listen, we know what's going on, and we are being open enough to not try and hide the fact that protesters are here at BlizzCon. Yeah. Because that would be the worst thing. Because the thing is, then the Chinese market sees that stream. So if people are walking around the show floor wearing Winnie the Pooh outfits, that is or even rather that is a reference, but especially people holding signs up, and there have been a lot of signs floating around. Yep. That if they are broadcast on that stream and it's not like immediately being like, oh fuck, like if you guys saw the NBA one, the NBA shirt reaction was the best. Yeah. Like for every 10 shitty shitty kids, there's that one Zoomer who is fucking like holding up a sign.
10 times.
He's so happy. He's so fucking pleased with himself. So for context, he holds up a sign and it's like a dance competition. Yeah. So he holds up a shirt that's like his team shirt.
What is it, Rockets? No.
One of the things. He holds up his team's basketball jersey, and then when he notices the camera is on him, he drops the shirt to release
show the
Liberate Hong Kong shirt, and then the camera's like,
the cameraman just
freaks
out. He's like panning around everywhere.
He's like looking at the ceiling,
he looks in so many different directions because he has no idea where to look.
And then it cuts back to the kid like very briefly, and the kid's like, yeah, like fist pumping, like he's like, he knew exactly what he was like aiming for, and he was fucking thrilled that they cut away from him so rapidly. I was like, what a fucking little legend. But like, if they pull that shit, like if that happens at BlizzCon, and it will, like, people will be on stream or get on them, if they take questions, that will happen where they're streaming that content. If they cut away or they move away, that will, or they don't, that will show how serious they are behind defending speech on their platform.
Yeah. So similarly, where I was just like, I'm curious what they're going to do with Q&A, if they're going to curate it or whatever. If they do curate it, that is not a good sign in my mind. Like, that contradicts.
Well, it also depends on which ones they allow through if they curate it.
Yeah. So to my point of going, this guy has just given this apology, and he said that their next actions is what's going to matter. This is the perfect opportunity to show what those next actions are going to be.
Especially within the Hearthstone shows as well. Yeah. I think it's really important for them to... like, even if they take moderated questions, because they don't want people yelling shit on the stream, you're like, okay. But if you're doing moderated questions, it's still important. If someone writes in a serious question saying, this is rock the community, what are you guys going to do to fix this? That question has to be asked. Yeah. Yes. They can't just be like, well, that's dicey. We're just going to talk about the new cards, the new dragon cards that are released. Yeah. Fuck that. And you need to, especially Hearthstone needs to address it directly if they get legitimate serious questions. Obviously, if people are wanting to
walk up and say, I don't have
Liberate Hong Kong and run off. Like, okay, I can to be honest, that's still their free speech, and I don't blame anyone that wants to do that. But I can understand where they're like, we're trying to run an event, it needs to be tight. We can't get 50 people running up and saying
we don't want drive-by protesters eating up time.
Yeah, exactly. But they need to be able to address this not just in a 3 minutes before the show opens.
Yeah.
They need to address it throughout. If any serious concerns come up, it has to be talked about.
Absolutely.
So they can't avoid it and be like, "Oh, look at the Diablo 4 trailer." Like, that does not work. You cannot do that.
Look at
In,
this nice
in
shiny
conclusion,
Yeah.
I think in conclusion, it's a adequate start,
Yeah.
but it's full.
Very lukewarm.
It's
Yeah.
very lukewarm, and it's full. What's the word I'm looking for? Sincerity is yet to be measured.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
So the reason I feel like I see that I'm still somewhat cynical is the fact that it's very open ended. Like this apology has just been like, it's
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, sorry.
Make of
Yeah.
it what you will.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm with Ben.
Yeah.
It's not for me. It's words. It's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing substantial there, right? That I saw that would
What?
make me go.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I agree with him.
Oh no, I think we're all
No,
in agreement.
yeah.
I think like it's just
It's
like,
like-
listen, if he backs if this is backed up,
Then good.
then we can look back on those words and say, well, he meant it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he followed through, and
Happy days.
they're trying to change.
But if they keep
But
but
they
if they
could
keep
easily
doing
just
the
say this
if they
and
keep
fucking
doing the
do
same
nothing.
thing
Yeah.
and do nothing,
Then you know it
then we
meant
know
nothing.
it was just workshop corporate speak.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So yet to be seen.
Let us shift the tone ever so slightly
To
still
what
within
actually got to what actually got shown.
still within BlizzCon.
So in summary,
Mm.
2 new games, 2 expansion packs.
Yes.
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 So okay, new games being
Diablo
4,
Overwatch 2,
Correct.
Overwatch 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. The expansion packs
Yep.
being World of Warcraft Shadowlands.
Yes.
And Hearthstone. What was it? Rise of Dragons?
Rise. Yeah.
No, Descent of Dragons.
Descent of Dragons.
I can't
Rise,
remember.
Descent.
I
you
saw.
know.
I saw the start of it
Same.
and went. I don't care.
Does anyone
Okay.
actually still play Hearthstone?
No.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I was like, hey, like, if we need to talk about Hearthstone, Carl can talk about it. I was like, oh yeah, Carl
Nah,
quit.
He's done. He's done.
None of us can actually talk about Hearthstone.
I
and
can
also-
talk about Hearthstone because I'm the one who's played it most recently. So
Yes.
they did. I don't think. Did they announce any cards? If they did, I didn't see them.
They're all dragons. They're
Oh no, they did announce some cards.
Shitload of dragons.
There's some dragons. There's a new
They're like
mechanic.
more dragons than ever, and I'm like,
There's a new
Cool.
mechanic that does something. I'm not really sure what. I'm
Okay,
sure.
cool.
It'll be fine.
sure.
Yeah,
It's probably the most
dragons. People like dragons, right?
It's probably
This is
the
true.
most lukewarm
Expansion
announcement,
or announcement.
but just simply
Yeah.
because one, they're already feeling the heat
Yeah.
from
Everything.
It's
From
it's
Blitzchung.
not just that. It's
Yeah.
a new expansion for Hearthstone.
But it's also
isn't
like
a surprise. It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it is an expected thing. There's 3 of them every year. It's
Cool.
not a
Yeah.
big deal. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure the meta can't get any worse than it currently is. Like I'm not playing it anymore, but I've been following it. It's an absolute. I picked a good time
Dumpster
to
fire.
quit because it's a dumpster fire at the moment.
So you switched to Magic the Gathering.
Well, I
Gathering,
haven't fully switched, but
you are playing more MTGA.
That's right.
Because they have released a quality product. Funny that.
Yeah. So the other announcement was a new game mode called Battlegrounds, which is basically Hearthstone Battle Royale.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Cool.
It's like you put.
Hey, I'm not
It's
happy about
like,
this.
Eight players. They pick each of them pick a character. They draft some cards. The game automatically plays out the interaction, and it's last person standing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't even choose the cards you want to play.
No,
or
you
anything?
You pick a card.
You pick the cards,
Oh,
but then
right.
the game makes the plays.
the
I think,
battle
right?
the battle kind of
Yeah.
flow like happens on its own.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay. I mean,
Sure.
if that's
Yeah.
what floats your boat.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine. I don't think it's gonna
Right.
rock. I don't think it's gonna rock anybody's world.
Hearthstone's based on WoW lore, isn't it?
Yes.
Theoretically,
It's in the world.
theoretically,
It's in the world of World of Warcraft.
although they don't really seem to pay. Both of the games don't really seem to pay attention to each other
Yeah,
anymore.
Not really.
The only thing that I guess is worth mentioning about the Hearthstone expansion as well is that it's the conclusion of the League of Evil versus League of Explorers storyline that they started at the end of last year.
There's a storyline.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of
so.
storylines, can we talk about Overwatch 2? Because that's something that, from that trailer, I was actually pretty excited about.
Yes, that is absolutely one of the more
Probably
exciting.
the best thing that they released.
Yeah, so I don't
honestly.
even play Overwatch anymore, but that trailer was sick.
It was.
It was really good.
The biggest thing that I lamented about the original Overwatch is that there just wasn't any single player, right?
There's
So they
heaps.
they had this great
All this lore.
trailers and all this lore and stuff, and it's like you jump in and it's like, oh yeah, okay, I'm just playing a shooter.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's a
Yeah.
role-based shooter. Yep.
Yeah.
That's all it was. The interesting thing off of that, Ryan,
Yeah.
and as we were watching the trailer, I was actually thinking about it. It's like, okay, because to your point right now is they seem to be introducing that
Yes.
for Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I was like, oh, actually, that's really cool. But I was thinking back, there's actually a couple of events that they have during regular Overwatch where, whoops, accidentally
events,
pressed
yeah.
that timing.
Cut that bit out.
There have been a couple of events in Overwatch where they do like there's this bad guy that's doing this one thing, and you have a team of 4 people, and you're going around doing a story. But it's a very short 10-minute game.
Is it a story, or is it just like it's still multiplayer, like one team versus another?
No, it's not.
No,
No,
it's a story.
It's
So,
PvE. They do have a PvE mode, but it was very
it's
light on.
Very light on, very short. Like, and it's
And it was
one-off
a seasonal event.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seasonal
yeah.
event. So one-off event, sort of.
So it's basically,
here's this new
hey,
story.
people really like that. Let's
make a game
focus
about
on
it.
that.
And exactly right. So I was just like, oh, I think because of the popularity of those events, they're just like, well, we can just build off of this and actually give it a proper story, a proper storyline that you're following through, and you can sink 20, 30, 40 hours into and kind of build that out. So I was just like, okay, that actually now makes sense as a next logical step, because they've kind of introduced the mechanic already. They've just, I'm hoping now just built up on that and made it better potentially. But yeah, no.
It's only a pre-rendered trailer, which, I mean, I say it every time. The people at Blizzard that are in that team for their pre-rendered trailers fucking make their money. They earn that shit, because every time I'm like, these trailers are pretty fucking
How
good.
excited
But
were
not
you?
just
pretty fucking good.
honestly, not just the Overwatch ones though. Like a lot
Even
of
the Diablo 4 one was
Blizzard.
really good.
Yeah, just
Oh, yeah, but
Blizzard
like
in
Their
general.
pre-rendered trailers
Blizzard,
in general.
Blizzard in
just-
general have
yeah.
been really good. You know, the
Really
World
good.
of Warcraft ones, the StarCraft ones,
How?
I mean, the World of Warcraft one looked alright, but it was dumb as shit. But we'll get to that.
Oh
next.
no, we're not going to talk the story there, but it looked amazing. Like I was
But
impressed.
The thing I was very keen on as well is a lot of the story trailers that we saw, even at this BlizzCon, are just like hype, maybe establishing new bad guys, new good guys, all that kind of thing. Where this, I think Overwatch definitely teased some maybe upcoming mechanics
Yes.
in their thing by weaving it into the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, so there was 2 separate points where there was definitely
2 of the champions combining their
ability
Yeah.
to create a better
Yeah,
ability.
so
You know,
like Reinhardt
there
and
should actually
Brigitte.
be news about this. I'm gonna go looking for it.
Okay.
So while Carl does that, I actually want to call back to something that Carl said, and that it looks like Left for Overwatch, in the sense that like it's that sort of squad-based work together to do stuff.
to do stuff, which is exactly what those events were.
Yeah, so
Same sort of
similar
thing,
to Left 4 Dead
Yeah.
is what I'm sort of saying.
Yeah. So very excited for that.
Yeah.
That was definitely the most exciting trailer.
I did have a few
For
times
me.
where I really laughed in it. It's like anything with Genji, I just had a good chuckle at, because he's such a fucking
Edgelord.
He's such a because the thing is, the character isn't an edgelord, but the people that love him are edgelords.
Yeah.
And it's just, and the thing is, they just feed. Blizzard keeps feeding the machine by making him do like really cool edgy shit.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, oh, like he just. I think my favorite shot is where like Trace is like lunging up
leaping
this huge like monstrosity robot. And the
the
hand
robot's
like
got the
goes
hand
to like
about to
grab
grab
her, and she's just used the blink, so she's like, I'm out, I can't, I'm gonna get caught. And then you just hear this fucking
Genji's ults come
Genji's
through.
ult just scream out, and he just cuts the hand in half, and he's just like,
holy shit.
so edgy.
Holy shit.
Fucking admit. And his new costume, I was like, Jesus
It was
Christ.
funny. I was just like, ooh, they've redesigned Genji. They gave him a hoodie.
So
Okay,
funny.
From my 30-second Googling, I can't find anything that says how many players there are. It wouldn't surprise me if it was 6, like in like a standard Overwatch team.
Yes.
But it is, but it's PvE. They've got bosses.
Well, the thing with
Usually it's
with
like
the thing,
4.
the thing with 4 is that if they're doing this combined ultimate, they're gonna need combined abilities. They're gonna need more than 4, because who's gonna want to be like, I'm gonna be Reinhardt, and then I'm gonna be the other shield character as well.
because
Like, to be able to marry that stuff up, they're gonna want to be like, you're gonna have to have enough space in the roster to have 2 people in
combine
effectively
in
the
different-
same kind
There's
of
a
role.
progression system where you can augment your ults to make them do different things.
Yeah.
In the PvE.
Apparently,
Yeah.
there's some other things I saw as well. I saw on Twitter, like people were saying that players of Overwatch 1, their skins will carry across to 2, and
Well, essentially,
which I was like, that's not bad, because
Yeah.
considering how much fucking money people have
People-
done.
Well,
in them.
essentially,
Yeah.
Overwatch 2 is essentially
Like-
just going to be what you're paying for is the PvE content.
Basically,
The
yeah.
new PvP mode, I'm pretty sure, is getting backported to Overwatch 1.
Yeah.
Oh, so you can
Yeah.
you don't have to
just
buy
keep playing
Overwatch
it.
2
because it's a
Yeah.
service, right? Like
Yeah.
it would be weird to be running two separate services in that.
Similar to
regard.
what they did with Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, right?
They could even rebrand it into like Overwatch story
Online
mode
or
or
whatever.
something.
Yeah.
And then Overwatch competitive, or
I-
Overwatch online or
I
something.
would say, at a guess, that they probably considered that, and it didn't workshop well, so they just went with Overwatch 2.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Or chapter
sorry.
2 or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck they're gonna
Yeah.
call it.
Were you about to throw something into the mix, Ryan?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I hope that even though it is squad based, that it does have some single player elements. There are times when I just don't want to deal with online people.
I don't want to deal with
I'll
people.
be honest, I've become an old man.
I don't need people.
Like, no, but that's the thing. Like, and basically, okay, Borderlands as an example, right? Borderlands has a great storyline, and you can play squad based. You can play single player.
Yep.
I'm hoping it's like that, where
Yeah.
you can take it on
You
single
have the
player.
option.
Maybe they have AI taking on some extra characters or
Yeah.
something. I don't know, but something like that. An option for single player would be nice.
Yeah,
because
correct.
that was the one thing that I kind of missed about the original Overwatch. Was like I the lore is great. I love it.
Yeah.
Right. The trailers are great.
But the gameplay.
I
But
think
the gameplay
it'll
was
be
just
more
I
multiplayer.
Not for you.
can't
Campaign.
see them doing separate single player content. So if there is a single player mode, it'll be the same missions with AI.
But
Which
with
is
AI.
fine. I'm okay with
like
that.
Left 4 Dead.
I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. So just to kind of throw back into another trailer that you mentioned with regards to the
We've swung from meh to fucking great, and then back to what?
Okay,
what
so
the
we're
fuck
going to
is
talk
this?
about the World of Warcraft
the
trailer.
are.
World of Warcraft one.
As the World of Warcraft player here, Carl, how do you feel about the trailer?
What did you think?
That trailer was some edgy bullshit, and I hated it.
It was okay. I'm gonna counter that.
I was waiting for the Linkin Park soundtrack to kick in at one point.
I'm
It
gonna
was
counter
pretty
that. It was
fucking-
some edgy bullshit, but I actually quite enjoyed it because it just looked cool. Like it was a cool, it's kind of cool fight sequence. It wasn't the best fight sequence I've ever
I
seen.
think
Okay.
like you did call the fight scene so there's Sylvanas is like firing arrows, and then immediately Bing goes, oh well, she's missing because like she's gonna
It's
like
like-
She's gonna Milana.
she's gonna bring down the mountain and whatever, like obviously. And then it didn't happen. Ben's like, oh, must have missed that. And then immediately, like 30 seconds later, chains
comes
come out of
along.
the arrows, and she just pulls them out and down.
Like-
Ben's like, oh, I did call it.
There you go.
No,
Missed intentionally. There you go.
Okay, well, I think what you're missing here, as somebody who doesn't already play World of Warcraft, is just how sick I am of Sylvanas as a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's probably fair.
That was pretty broad.
Even with the
Like
last
a pretty
expansion,
consistent criticism with the last expansion.
Well,
as
it's
well,
like
right?
I'm
People
like, it's like,
fuck
I,
this
it's like
now.
I'm already sick of her.
yeah.
and they just
And
crammed
they
her
just-
in for the sake of it.
Yeah, well, it's like I haven't played since the start of the year. I'm not really sure where the plot's gone in the meantime. Like, there's been an old god and a Jara came back from the bottom of the sea, and it's some bullshit. I don't know.
Okay.
But I was almost dead set certain that Sylvanas was going to be the final boss of the expansion. But
Right.
if she's in the next expansion's trailer, the
Then
storyline
not.
must be carrying on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So I'm interested to like my first takeaway from this after seeing like there was some cool little things in the trailer. I was like, oh, it's cool when the sky exploded.
That
I
was
like, that's
probably
cool.
the most impressive thing that I saw.
That's all pre-rendered though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I
100%.
I do like the things in Overwatch where like they tease things in the game about that, so we can kind of think about what the game
what's
will
this
be
gonna
like, how
for
that affects
gameplay?
us seeing it in a cool
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah.
But like that, I was like, okay, cool. It sets up the storyline,
So,
but
yeah,
not
it
much
sets up the
else.
story. You can expect that in game you'll see a
But-
big gaping hole in the sky. And
yeah,
then that's
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
cool. But so my thought was when they came up with like Shadowlands, I immediately thought this is to combat against their biggest competitor,
Yeah.
and someone who is actually, I think they're if they're releasing numbers, is doing better than them right now, which is Final Fantasy 14.
Right, yeah.
It has been a very long time since Blizzard has not been, World of Warcraft has not been the top dog in MMOs.
Yeah.
But
And
I
then
honestly think
Final
at this
Fantasy
point,
stepped
Final
in.
Fantasy 14 has passed them.
Because it's a better game.
I mean, you know,
I think you
Okay.
need that here.
Yeah.
people do say that.
You're one good ear.
But yeah, because I think I saw some numbers released recently that they hit some massive milestone. Final Fantasy 14
It was like a million, I think,
online
or something like that.
online. Was it concurrent players or something?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
They've hit 1 million, and at that point, like Blizzard have stopped giving out numbers for World of Warcraft, and they were like,
they stopped giving out numbers during Warlords of Draenor, and there's been like an expansion bounce every time they've released a new expansion since then. But overall, the trend is down.
It keeps sliding. And the thing is, they only released numbers when Classic came back out because they hit a milestone. But they did not. They combined the numbers of Classic and the new and whatever the new retail is at.
Yeah.
So what is funny then is when someone took out the WoW Classic numbers and they're like, man, it's not looking good for retail. Like, it's not looking great.
Yeah. So anyway, the new expansion's called Shadowlands.
Shadowlands.
So
and I was just like,
they haven't actually talked much about the afterlife aspects of the World of Warcraft universe. So now I guess we're going to find out.
Starts bringing it in.
I mean, all of that stuff could be fun content, but it seems very thematically similar to Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
It seems like Shadowbringers and Shadowlands.
That's
really
only surface level.
Yeah,
I know. I understand.
Final Fantasy 14 is like an alternate dimension story, whereas this one's an afterlife story.
I understand, but the thing is, it's still the idea that like if you're looking at these two titles on the shelf, like it's
similar.
It clearly looks like one is going after the other and being like, well, that worked for them.
Yeah,
let's do a shadowy, dark, like a dark mystical expansion.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's talk about what it actually means. Mechanically, they're going to do a level squish. So the current max level
not expanding it, are they?
So the current max level in Battle for Azeroth is 120.
Yeah.
When this expansion releases, the new max level will be level 60.
And
max level characters in Battle for Azeroth will be level 50.
Right.
So basically, if you were max level, you have to gain 10 more levels.
Yeah.
But then they're squashing. So what if you weren't max level?
Then you'll be somewhere else.
Like it's
somewhere proportionally.
Halved minus 10.
Yeah.
Because they can't.
Yeah, that'll be it. Half minus 10. Good call, Ryan.
I mean, it's math.
So characters that are below level 10 will get deleted.
Yeah. Minus 10, you are negative.
Start again.
The second you start up this game, you die. Your character is dead. Is that week? Dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got sent to the Shadowlands.
Yeah. Straight to the Shadow dimension. Your character's been sent to another dimension.
You can't play them anymore. They're too bad.
No, I think I saw something about they're redoing the way that the level scaling works. Like at the moment, during Battle for Azeroth, they released a new system where you can level up, where the levels will scale with you, like the max level areas do, and have for a couple of expansions now.
Yep.
But they top out at a particular level. So it's like the intro stages will scale between levels 1 and 20, but then they stop scaling.
Yeah.
So you can't just do every single starter zone. You have to keep moving to new areas. They still want to put you through the content. So with this new system, maybe that won't be a thing anymore.
Yeah. Because
you can just pick and choose.
Okay.
They mentioned that they're using the fact that they're going into the afterlife as an excuse to bring back some of the old characters that have died, like Uther and Kalthas.
Yeah. Right.
So that's
this really does seem like they're trying to do the greatest
hits.
Well,
bring back the old ones, right?
Warlords of Draenor was supposed to be Warcraft 2, the greatest hits.
I understand that none of you guys played these fucking games,
yeah.
but we're gonna bring back characters
here are the
that
best characters.
You actually do remember because you were playing the game back then.
Yeah.
Please come back.
Please come back to us.
We
miss you and your
There's
money.
going to be a mini game like. Not sure if it's a mini game, like a piece of content in it, which is inspired by roguelike games.
Okay.
It remains to be seen if that'll actually be any good or if it'll just be bullshit.
Attack on.
Yeah.
Who knows?
As per usual, I think they're throwing out the current endgame progression system and introducing a new one. Not really helping your case there.
Yeah.
We're just
That's all I know at the moment. All that's really relevant. I think I said this in a previous podcast. Is my main criticism of modern retail WoW design is the way that each expansion since Warlords of Draenor has thrown out the systems of the previous expansion and replaced it with something new.
Yeah.
And the game just has no mechanical identity anymore.
Yeah. It's whatever you're currently playing.
And that I don't see that really changing with this expansion.
Yeah. Well, I just find it funny that I just every time I see World of Warcraft, I just think that they're just slipping behind more and more when it comes to like innovation. Because like honestly, and this is funny as well, when Bungie left Activision, it made a great fucking impact on them because Destiny 2 has never performed as better as it has now.
Yeah.
The community fucking loves it. Everyone was like, oh, but what if they don't have the money, or what if they have to do this? They've fucking just gone from strength to strength.
Who's their publisher now?
Bungie.
Oh, they're publishing it themselves.
Yeah, they're just self-publishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Oh God, are they gonna have it?" And they're doing
killing
it.
it.
They're killing it, and people are
it's
loving it.
It's fun. It's funny when you don't have a publisher telling you to dilute your game systems for monetization. That you can actually design a good game.
Yeah, honestly, like I'm, and the thing is, and Square Enix are doing a fucking great job with Final Fantasy 14. It just feels like
okay, they are doing a great job, but they are monetizing the hell out of that game.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like in terms of actual innovation and actually moving things forward.
The difference being
World
is
of Warcraft
that
seems to be playing the same beats.
except in one case, that being retainers,
yeah,
their game systems don't really seem diluted for the sake of monetization.
right, yeah.
So,
Okay, I don't know, but yeah.
And to kind of just wrap up the whole trailer side
last
of the
one,
conversation.
The big one.
I'm not sure how much you guys are all into Diablo.
I love number one.
Yeah.
I played number one on PlayStation a lot. OG PlayStation.
I've played each of them and thought they were pretty good.
Yeah, good games.
Yeah.
So for me, I've played bits and pieces of most of them. I love the lore. Game-wise, I've never really gotten that much into it.
Yeah.
But this trailer looks very... Again, this is still very
Pre-rendered.
lore heavy rather than...
Well, in saying that, they did have an extended gameplay trailer as well, so we do actually know what...
Yeah.
And it is also playable at BlizzCon, which I was like, yeah, that's cool.
That's... Okay, sweet.
But also, they got that out real quick, didn't they? They
Yeah.
got that out real quick.
Yeah, I think we need to talk about the context of last year's BlizzCon.
Man, what the fuck? Like, how... Blizzard just can't fucking win with a BlizzCon game.
Well, but it's... But they could.
Don't you
if
all
they-
have phones?
But they could if they'd actually read which way the wind was blowing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so the last year they, famously or infamously, I guess, came out with
Infamously.
Mobile version.
Diablo
Mobile, and everyone was like
By NetEase, I think. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
everyone was thinking it was going to be the Diablo 4 announcement, and they got fucking reamed for months.
Well, but also the funny thing is, I remember that it's just like, hey, we've got NetEase is going to be doing it. And everyone's like, what? And then all of a sudden it's just like, hey, who was the people that controls Hearthstone in China? That's also NetEase. So were they the ones that put out the statement saying we will always defend the pride of our nation? Yes. Excellent. Diablo Immortal. It's going to go so good. I reckon they're barely going to talk about it. They're going to be like, yeah, it's coming.
I don't think they've mentioned it at this BlizzCon yet.
Because they're just like,
let it go.
We've got Diablo 4. Shut the fuck up about Diablo Immortal.
Just let it
no
go.
one cares.
We'll release it for phones. It'll do great in China. But we don't have to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
End of story.
Just shut up.
But Diablo 4.
Yeah.
Diablo 4.
It looks good.
So the trailer was pretty good.
Yeah.
The gameplay trailer, I mean, it looks like
Looks like
Diablo.
Diablo.
It looks like
More
Diablo.
Yeah.
I don't really. I'll have to actually see the systems to know, like, if it'll be.
Well, I think we'll be seeing review articles.
I did. While I was scrolling through looking for the World of Warcraft mechanics, so I could talk about them. I did see a brief mention that they're bringing back talent trees from Diablo 2.
All right. Yeah.
So that's nice.
I saw some
guess.
tweets basically saying that it's a combination of Diablo 2 and 3 and the combat from 2 with the look of 3.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
Because people like
The current
apparently
3, right? Not the first
The current
release,
three,
not
yeah.
Auction House.
Yeah,
3.
but
we don't talk about that anymore.
Yeah, but that's the
First
thing.
rule about Auction House: you don't talk about Auction House.
But,
Yeah.
but that's the thing though. They wanted to definitely say, like, even at the best parts of 3, I think they noticed that a lot of the community was like, Diablo 2 is just
Better. Yeah.
Gameplay mechanically, it's a better game. And
Yeah.
they went, okay, let's
go back to that.
in the like
Yeah.
more of a design of 2.
We'll have
and
to
a-
see
and
if
a-
they
and a
can-
visual of 3.
We'll have to see if they can pull it off, because like 2, for all the praise that it gets, is not a perfect game.
Oh, God, no. Yeah.
You know?
It's not. pretty old, I mean.
It's an old
Very
game.
old game.
It's got a lot of really jank mechanics in it, and
Yeah.
but
we'll see.
somehow it's like one of those old games, one of those retro games that just somehow manages to be more than the sum of its parts. Like if you break down
Each individual
the system,
component
it's sort
of
of
it.
like
Nothing here is great.
This
Yeah.
is nothing special.
but it all
Turns
sort
out
of
it's great.
comes together
Yeah.
to make something really
Very well.
compelling. Old Final Fantasies are the same in
Yes.
that if you actually break them down, you're like, what is this rubbish? But then you play it and it just somehow works.
Wow.
Kind of like Bethesda games, right?
Maybe. Well, like Morrowind and Skyrim, maybe.
Yeah, and
I guess so.
Like, I mean, like
yeah.
the
Is
story,
the
the
joke here is
storytelling.
that all its parts are trash completely?
No, I'm just saying.
And somehow people view them as not trash.
I'm saying that the games are known for their, great story and good
just-
characterizations and NPCs
But-
and everything,
And
Janky
the
as all
jank
hell,
and the bugs.
mechanics.
and the jank and the
Buggy-
bugs and
buggy as all
the
hell.
and
Hey,
the
look, I fell
crashes.
through the floor. It's just
Are we-
like a
are we-
Tuesday in a Bethesda
Are
game.
we,
Restart.
are we segueing into the Fallout 76
I
discussion
mean, we
here?
might as well.
Before we get there, though,
Yeah.
I did just want to make a point about the whole falling through the floor stuff. Anecdote time. I had a bug in Fallout 3 that literally crashed Windows.
He's like,
Blue screened
Like-
it.
Yeah, blue screened Windows, and I'm like,
Nice.
okay,
Good
Yeah.
to know.
yeah.
good.
Okay,
good.
just to wrap up the whole Blizzard
wrap-
BlizzCon
yeah,
trailers situation. It
um,
turns out Blizzard are very good at making trailers.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah,
They make
I mean,
trailers.
They
They
do
should
some,
make trailers for other things.
they make some damn good renders.
Honestly, an investor should just, give them a ton of money so they can make an Overwatch animated series.
They are good storytellers,
Yeah.
and they animate the shit out of things very
Yeah,
well.
I honestly
Plain
love,
and simple.
love to see like an Overwatch universe style, like like almost like a Marvel sort of thing. Like not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I made the joke earlier that Winston's getting the band back together, like Nick Fury sort of thing, right?
Yeah,
And that would probably
that
work
would be an
as a
interesting
movie,
story, that
right?
Would, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Blizzard, if you're
it-
listening, get on that shit, guys.
Stop making games.
I mean,
Yeah, and Blizzard.
making games.
Yeah, stop making games, start making movies, and liberation in our time, free Hong Kong.
So, in conclusion, Hearthstone, meh. Overwatch, good.
Yes.
World of Warcraft, meh. Diablo, good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
I
that's
think,
fine.
I think we can...
I think that's a pretty
Yeah.
safe take. I don't think too many people are like,
Will-
oh my god.
Yeah.
And
Be
Blizzard,
violently opposed to
and
that.
Blizzard overall,
Meh.
yeah.
I mean, good, bad, so it kind of evens out. Anyone listening, if you have, if you agree, if you disagree, let us know. Just jump in there and
Let us know your
jump-
opinions
jump
on
onto our
what is
Discord
going
and
on.
let us
Please come onto Discord and tell us how wrong we are. We'd love to take that up with you.
I'm really hoping that I'm trying to see how fast, because the thing is, by the time we put this out, there's gonna be more information on
much
Blizzard.
more happening.
So we're all gonna be watching this as this weekend or for the next couple of days for
Yeah.
Blizzard and how it goes. So it's gonna be very interesting.
Let's see what
I'm
comes out of
very
it.
keen to see what the Q&As, if they are gonna
Yeah,
be there, or
exactly
what they're gonna be
right.
like. That is
Exactly
gonna
right.
be some fucking fire.
All right.
But yeah.
Tying back into that segue that we then abandoned, and then now we're coming back to it. Bethesda, Fallout 76.
Fallout 76 has had a big week.
So it's like how Bethesda's treating Fallout 76 then.
No!
Country roads, take me home.
No, that's
trying to save it and abandoning it and
No,
trying to save it.
That's not true. They haven't abandoned it at all. They've put a ton of effort into it that hasn't really made much of a difference. But, and they want you to know how committed they are to the game, that they're now going to allow you to pay
They will,
100.
they will give you the privilege
They'll give you the privilege of paying $100
annually
to subscribe to Fallout 76.
to play this game that you don't want to
No,
play.
it's $100 a year for the privilege of being on a part of a class warfare and just getting murdered every 5 minutes in the game.
Yeah.
Because that is what is happening. It's like,
And also losing.
yeah. So what? Okay. So you might have missed this, but what happened?
I think
is,
I did.
So, for quick context, is they released a fucking subscription service for their busted ass game.
$100
US dollars.
$100, and that's
like
the deal. That's the deal too. You can pay per month, and it's also more expensive. But $100 a year for this shit. The game barely fucking works, and they had a whole bunch of new things that you could do, like private servers that
Don't work.
aren't actually private, and you can your friends can join them if they're not. So they're not.
And by friends, he means people that are friends with you on Steam,
On Steam.
which might not necessarily be friends.
actual
Your mates,
friends,
so you can't keep people out of your private world.
Might
Two.
be some guy some rando that you played with 5 years ago that's still on your friends list for some reason.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or it might be that weird trader that you gave a hat or something to that just decides to jump in and steal all your shit.
Yeah.
So there's also so issue number 2. They gave it a gearbox. Unending loot.
Unlimited scrap box. And your scrap is gone.
There's a bug. Please tell us scrap. Sorry about that.
And it's gone.
Okay, so
you pay for the privilege of
losing all your progress.
Of deleting all your items.
Yeah, fucking great. So good. So
money well spent, country bro.
and you also get a cool little icon next to your name saying you pay for this game. So
Everybody now knows.
Everyone paid for the game. They paid
more.
They're a subscriber to this shit. So you get a little icon, and what has been happening in the game is that people are so angry at this, they are ganging up and killing people with the icon. And they are griefing anyone with the icon.
I love it.
So it is starting class warfare. There were posts on Reddit of being like, first players need to band together and have gated communities to like
we
protect
need to
themselves
ourselves
from the cheap people, from the serfs.
scum.
I was like,
scum of the
this
earth.
is fucking great. So it's divided the community.
Country roads,
and they're just
take me home.
and they're just killing each other based on whether you're a subscriber or not.
Oh
It's
my God.
so fucking perfect. This it can't get better.
And the worst thing, so obviously this is
that actually makes me want to play the game a little.
This is obviously yet another controversy, right?
Kill the bourgeoisie! And just running out in Fallout 76.
Can you imagine if this is exactly what it needed to get that player base up? They're like, unintentionally introduce this thing where people have just like
it's more
organically gravitated to fighting each
It's more
other.
of a storyline than Fallout 76 has
Yeah,
implemented.
exactly.
It's organic storytelling.
To clarify my
evolved.
comment about actually making me want to play it. Previously, people just ignored each other in the world.
Yeah.
Like that, you had no reason to interact.
Interact with anyone
You know?
else.
Now you kind of do.
So
It's like,
how amazing would it be? Like I'm just
oh my god.
like my mind's just running wild with this idea of they kind of just give this service the free reign to just go, shit, people are doing what they want to do, but let's let them.
So yeah, but that's the thing. So Fallout has tradition.
Factions start building up. Shit just pops up all over
But that's
the
the
place.
thing, right? So Fallout traditionally, in their storytelling, I'm sure it's the same in Skyrim and everything, but have had factions, right? They've had different things that interact.
Organic factions.
They have had factions with not only that the player can interact with, but also they interact with each other. You know, a faction might do something to another faction, and that starts a quest or whatever.
impacts the story.
Yeah. Again, they've also traditionally had the concept of the Lone Wanderer, which is the player character,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So basically, what they did in Fallout 76 is they took away all the factions,
Yeah.
And
and then just threw the Lone Wanderer.
Yeah. All the Lone Wanderers.
And so
the Lone Wanderers are just
there
like,
is no reason
we're
for
gonna
people
build
to
factions.
There's
now.
no reason for people to band together.
Yeah.
Like there's no like, oh, you know, you're collecting stuff for this resource for this faction, but these guys are stealing all the good loot. You need to
So
go
let's
attack
fight them and
you know, there's no
beat
Horde
them
versus
back.
Alliance. There's
Yeah.
no, you know,
Just
whatever.
go around doing your own thing.
Yeah. So
that would be amazing. I am genuinely hopeful this is the case where this just keeps building.
death to the 1%.
It is fucking great.
The thing that actually turns Fallout 76 into a playable game.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But that's the thing. You'd think that this was the latest in the long line of Fallout 76 news, but it's not.
Oh no! You sent me a link like a week ago, just Bethesda in general and
Yeah.
Fallout. I was just like, I can't read all of this.
Yeah.
It was literally just the highlights of the controversies, and there has been so much.
Yeah,
But,
Yeah,
but
but the thing
there's
is-
another one today.
That's
Fresh off
Fresh off the presses. As of Friday, I guess, which was yesterday for us.
Get your
by the
fresh
time this comes out.
pizzas.
The ACCC has had to
Yes, I forgot about that.
has had to
Australian news and
ban
everything.
ZeniMax, or not ban, what's it called? Release a statement, a legal statement against ZeniMax for refusing refunds. And ZeniMax has had to publicly apologise and say, you know, yes, we're in the
will
wrong.
refund.
If you sought a refund for
Fallout 76.
For Fallout 76 due to the reason of bugs or broken servers between the dates of November 2018 and June 2019.
You are entitled to a refund.
You are actually entitled for a refund, and we're sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Because what Bethesda and ZeniMax was telling everybody was no, fuck off, because they're an American company and that's not a legal protection that they have over there.
Right.
But then they're like, if you want to sell this game in Australia,
You need
fucking
to abide by our laws.
You will comply.
Like, okay. Well, to be honest, and this is not the first time this kind of thing has happened either, where the ACCC has stepped in and a company has been forced to give refunds.
Valve.
Cough.
Because they're just like, oh, fuck, we have to... Or even... Do they ever say for only Australian people?
No, they said certain countries, I think.
Certain countries.
Yeah. However, the thing with Valve is they tread a very weird legal line where they said, we don't operate in Australia. All our prices are US. You're interacting with a US company on US soil.
But then recently they've had to
because it's like, no, you're selling to Australians. You have to comply by Australian law.
This is bullshit.
Yeah.
You can't,
They lost that
it's
legal
the
battle.
internet. You can't just say like, oh, but we have a US site. And you're like, fuck, so what? So what?
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's all like. Also, sorry. Before we go on, and correct me if I'm wrong. For those that don't know what ACCC is, it's
Australian Consumer something.
Thanks, Ryan.
it's just
Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's not worry about what the acronym actually means. They're just a body to protect consumers from shady business
Carl got it right.
practices.
Australian Competition and Consumer Commission.
There you go.
Damn straight.
So for those listening, FYI.
They're the check that capitalism needs to balance, basically.
Yeah.
A check.
A check. No, but like I was saying, it's so interesting to see these companies, again, like you said, Valve trying to just like worm their way around these things. Bethesda in this situation going, no, we're not going to give you a refund for our shitty service. But
You paid for it too bad.
yeah, exactly. But like,
Guess you shouldn't have watched that pre-rendered trailer.
Country road.
but to your point earlier on, Bungie, they are putting in an effort to do good by their consumers.
Yes.
And they're profiting from it.
Yeah, absolutely. They're making a shitload of money.
Why won't people just take that on?
They're like, we're leaving Activision. Everyone's just like throwing fucking money at them, and then they backed it up with releasing probably one of the best expansions they've done, and they've been like, everyone's like,
great,
here you go.
great. Keep taking my money.
Because companies don't want just money and just profits. They want all of the money.
Here we go. Thanks, Jim.
All the money.
No, but for real, it's yeah, who would have thought that actually trying to service your customers' needs was a good business strategy?
Crazy.
Crazy.
Fucking wild.
Crazy. Anyway.
So, honestly, the whole 76 saga just astounds me. Like, from go to woe, I just can't believe that they've continued to throw good money after bad on this one. Is it actually making them money?
I think
It has to be,
it
right?
must be in some way.
It has to be, otherwise they wouldn't. Otherwise they'd cut their losses and run,
It
right?
must be in some way. Unless, what happens very often, a lot of the times, is once they've committed so much money to something, they're just like,
It's like sunk cost fallacy. They're like, we have to just keep
let
going.
this die. We need to bring this back somehow.
And this is Bethesda's first real foray into live service
But imagine,
style gameplay.
Imagine their stock price if they announced that Fallout 76
failed.
it failed and they're shutting it
Yeah.
down. It's like,
Well, they only if they didn't also back it up with an immediate announcement of something new.
Yeah.
Or hey, we're going to shut it down for 2 years and completely redesign it from the ground up. See you in 2021 or whatever.
Yeah.
like
Pull it Square Enix.
Yeah, literally Final Fantasy 14 that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Realm Reborn! Fuck!
Question for you guys and for anyone listening: what would make you, or what would need to happen for you to play Fallout 76?
Gun to my head.
Someone
Well,
would need to kidnap my family.
Well,
They've got my family.
Damn,
Well,
that took a darker turn than I was intending. I was just like, Maybe they fixed the services. Maybe they introduced this mechanic.
Okay.
You must threaten to kill me and my family.
If this episode gets 500,000 views and we end up with some like 1 million subscribers, sure, I'll play Fallout 76. I will stream Fallout 76.
We'll become a Fallout 76 channel.
I'll do you one better. If we get 1,000 views, I'll play it.
All right.
Do I actually want to make that promise?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, do it. No, but legitimate question.
I have better things to do with my time. I don't think I would play Fallout 76 for any non-artificial reason.
Maybe if it went free, honestly.
As a Fallout,
it'd have to go free.
Like the way it's
Fallout,
the way it's monetized at the moment, it would have to be free.
Have to be free.
Yeah.
Yep. As a Fallout fan, it doesn't interest me. So
Okay.
the thing is, like I said, the best thing about a Bethesda game for years now has been, the storytelling, the lore, the way they've characterized people, the way they characterize different factions, all those things that are interactive. People have overlooked the crappy things about the creation engine that all those games are based on because of the story and because of how it goes.
Yeah.
Right? They got rid of all the good things in Fallout 76 and you're left with the shit.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So
You know-
what I'm interested. Yeah.
So
we brought up a realm,
there's what would bring you back.
you brought up a Realm Reborn before.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of striking to me, like the parallels between 76 and the original version of 14, because that too was the result of Square Enix trying to reuse a single player engine for a multiplayer game.
Right.
I was just like, this didn't work.
Are
at
you
all.
making a prediction there, Carl? Do you want to make one of your Carl patented predictions?
It'll be. So
What-
are you,
what
are you
was-
saying that
in
Fallout
2 years'
76 will
time-
be bigger than World of Warcraft?
No,
Fallout 76, a world reborn.
no.
A vault reborn.
Fallout 76 Shadow World.
There it is.
What I was more getting at is, I don't even know what I was getting at anymore. I've totally lost my train of thought.
That's
Thanks, Ben.
A-okay. That is A-okay, my friend.
If Bethesda has any sense, they probably should consider that, though. In my opinion.
Like shutting it down and redoing
And
it.
redoing it.
Just go. No, guys. We
This
understand.
ain't
We'll
working.
refund everybody. See you in
People
2
hate
years.
this scene in a couple of years.
Yeah.
What about the people that took out the subscription? Do they get that refunded?
Yes, they should.
Brown, brown, brown.
But Ryan,
Do they get what happened to the scrap that got eaten? Do they get that refunded?
They should just launch a Kickstarter for it. I mean, like,
What else?
a fucking Star Citizen. Is that? Yeah,
that's it.
They do well.
Okay, I'm going to go on record here. That game is a scam. If you have paid money for Star Citizen, you are not getting it back and you are not getting a game. Get out now.
Apparently, they've got a free weekend coming up or something. I think.
like for you to get
Like,
onto it.
it's still in alpha,
Right.
but apparently there's stuff to do. Apparently,
It's never coming out.
I know the backers are like, oh god, like we can play this, and we're seeing things pop into the game, but like, is it official released so everyone else can buy this game?
Nah.
I really don't think so.
Who knows?
I really don't think
Okay. I think we can call
so.
it now.
So upset.
I think we've gotten to a pretty sweet spot with this podcast. As per usual, thank you very much for chiming in, listening into our weird and wonderful rants.
Fuck, that was fun. I had a great time today. I'll just say that. Put that on a record.
Jump onto Discord. Let us know what you think. Jump into the comments. If there's anything from the BlizzCon that you've loved, hated, curious to see, let us know. If there's any reason you jump onto Fallout 76, let us know.
I want to see. I want to
No
see
new
some.
StarCraft news was kind of sad.
That series is dead. I
know.
think.
Yeah.
I want to see some.
Wait. Sorry. Can I just say one thing before we drop off that?
Yeah.
One of my favorite takeaways, I wrote a note about this, was so the second time after the Diablo 4 trailer came out, and I think they had some other things. So it was right at the start in the opening ceremony. Allen Brack came back out and was just like in costume change in his Diablo 4 clothing and shit, and was just like, I think he walked in and he was like, where is the Horde? And like all the Horde players in the crowd like yelled like,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, can I hear you, Alliance? Yeah. Terran Protoss. Yeah.
Nothing.
Like, it was so quiet. It was like that one guy. I was like, oh boy. And then he's like, Heroes of Overwatch. Yeah. And I was like, oh my god.
All right. Everyone listening right now.
Fucking dead.
Everyone
Sorry,
listening right now,
StarCraft.
please press F for StarCraft.
Oh
Sorry,
my god,
StarCraft.
it's fucking dead.
You're done.
Like, the reaction that it got was just like, no
nothing.
one gave a fuck in that audience.
Nothing.
Like,
The dream is dead.
Oh, that poor game.
on the YouTube video, I'm gonna put the clip of that at the end of this podcast.
Yeah,
because
fantastic.
it is the fucking funny. I laughed so hard.
Was this similar? Was this as enjoyable as I can't even remember which conference it
boy.
was where they were introducing what is it? Where it's like massive build up for what's the new card game?
By Valve.
Artifacts.
Artifact. I was like, Anthem? No, not Artifacts. It's like new thing by Valve. New thing by Valve.
You can pinpoint the point where his heart breaks in two.
Damn.
Anyway, once again, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you very much for listening through this massive kerfuffle of our podcast. Thank you for chiming in. Jump onto our Discord. Just tune in next time for our next fun-filled podcast, and we hope to see you soon. Bye.
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 Liberate Hong Kong, revolution in our times.
Horde! Where are you? Alliance! Let me hear you! Protoss! Terran! Zerg!